Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we have a bunch of new goodies to test out. Some of them are not like really super new items, but a bunch of them are new to me. We have a bunch of new brushes to test out, some new eye things, a Kaja Bento Beauty Stack, and the eyeshadow palette that I got in my most recent Ipsy bag, a Natasha Denona puff paint. I'm intrigued because I haven't seen the best reviews on these and I'm like, ooh, a new primer, a new lippy, two new concealers, the Kosas Clear Brow Gel, the Kosas Bronzer, and then three powders. I'm not gonna be able to use all three of these, but we got a bunch of new goodies here to try out today and I am so excited. Before we get started, don't forget I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday for you guys. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to see my thoughts on these goodies, I'm not going to say new, they're new to me, but these goodies, let's go ahead and get started. So I want to start off with this Kosas Sport. What exactly is this? This is their Lip Fuel Hyaluronic Lip Balm. These have been out a while, but I just got this little baby size with a Sephora code, and it is in the shade Baseline. It's just their clear chapstick. Looks like this. Let's try it out. I wanted to try, ooh, it's minty. I was not expecting that. I've been wanting to try out these lip fuels for a while, but I don't know, I just never wanted to buy a full size. I like that a lot, and I like that it's minty. It's very chapsticky. So we have a couple things to try on the eyes. Like I said, we have the Beauty For Real Golden Hour palette that I got in my most recent Ipsy bag, and this palette looks stunning. But then I also was set in PR the Kaja Beauty Bento Bouncy Matte and Shimmer Eyeshadow Trio. And this is in the shade Glowing Guava. So let me open it up. I haven't gotten a chance to try any of these little stacks. They're so cute, but I know a lot of people love these. So it has this shade on top, which is Smoky Sepia. And then we have Sparkling Frosé right here. Oh, that looks stunning. And then lastly, the last matte we have, these are kind of hard to open, is Velvety Mauve. So I like the idea of this, that it's like a cute little stack and it's nice and compact. I don't know, it's kind of like interesting. I don't know. So the lippy I'm planning on using is my new Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint in the shade Unlocked. And this is like a very, very bright pink shade. Obviously, I know these are not new, but it's new to me. So I almost didn't film this video because a lot of these products aren't new, but they're new to me. I either just recently got them at Ipsy or I recently purchased them. So I almost didn't make this video because they're not new. They're kind of old news. People have reviewed them and tried them in the past. But then I was like, Emily, it is okay. It is okay to have not the brand new items. This is not your full-time job. You are not on 50 PR lists. You don't get free makeup sent to you all the time. It's normal to buy makeup items after they launch, a couple months, a year after they launch. You know what I mean? These have been out for like 3 or 4 years and I'm just not trying them. That is normal. So I need to like get past the idea of like, this isn't brand new makeup that just released and just launched. People still might want to hear my thoughts on them. So I'm trying to not overthink things and just have fun and film videos and try new products that are new to me. I actually think though, I know this would probably like go perfect pink and pink, but I actually think I am going to use the Golden Hour palette, mainly because these shades just look really beautiful. So I'm gonna start off with this Horizon shade right here and put that into my crease. I'm gonna plan on doing a pretty simple eye look because the lip is gonna be pretty bold. I'm kind of apprehensive to pair a really bold eye look with a really bold lip. So we're gonna play it safe today, a little bit safer than normal. That's a really pretty shade though. It's going on very nicely. There is quite a bit of kick up in the pan if you can see there, but not a big deal to me personally. Okay, then we're gonna take this shadow shade right here, which is a dark brown, and we're going to very lightly try to put that on our outer third of my eye and up into the crease. I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm gonna slowly layer and build it on. It's getting kind of patchy if you can see. I prime my eyes my normal way with my MAC paint pot and then set it with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Falls powder. That's how I pretty much always prime my eyes. Oof, this dark brown is getting patchy. Can you guys see? Like here, and it's just like starting to skip and stuff. I don't love that. All right, I'm gonna go back into the Horizon shade and just try to blend this all together and try to get rid of a little bit of that patchiness. Yeah, I like that light brown, but I don't like that dark brown. It does not look very good, but we're gonna put a shimmer on the lid anyway, so maybe it'll like distract from it. So I'm gonna take my glitter primer and put it on the inner half. And the shade I want to go into is this Pink Sands shade right here. It looks like a really beautiful, like pinky, almost duo-y kind of chrome shade where it shifts from like pink to gold. I think that would look really pretty with the pink lip. Watch me like chicken out and not put this bold lip on after I like plan my whole look around it. The shimmer felt pretty chunky when I was just swatching it, so I would definitely use a glitter primer if I were you. Ooh, that looks pretty. Yeah, that's really pretty. All right, let's go back with that little tiny bit of that shadow dark brown shade. Try to mesh these together. I am getting quite a bit of fallout with that shimmer shade, even though I put glitter primer on, so that's kind of a little annoying. Okay, I'm gonna go do the other eye and we're going to come back and finish the makeup. So I do have a new to me primer, and it is the Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer. I got this in my most recent Ipsy bag. And honestly, I love a hydrating primer, so I'm actually really excited to try this. So let's take some out. Oh, okay, so it's definitely like a really jelly-like consistency. It feels hydrating on my hands. So this definitely feels very hydrating, very, I don't want to say oily on the face, but it does feel good, and it's sinking in very nicely. Oh yeah, okay, so it's one of those hydrating primers that feels very hydrating at first, and then once it sinks in, it gives your skin a little bit of a tack. I tend to really like those type of hydrating primers. The Primerizer does that, and the Huda Beauty Water Jelly Primer does that too, and I like that when it dries down a little bit tacky. So I don't have any new foundations to test out, but I do have a new sponge. Haley's Beauty was really kind and sent over a little care package that had their sponge and then actually 2 of their brushes in it. This one is a foundation brush, but I just never apply foundations with a brush, so I don't want to use this and, you know, say I don't like it just because I don't like it for foundation, if that makes sense. I plan on using this for like cream, bronzer, and that kind of stuff. And then this is a brush that I'll probably use a little bit later, but they sent over their sponge and it feels very soft. This isn't wet, so it was a lot smaller, and it feels very like bouncy and squishy and soft. So we're going to use that. I'm just gonna mix together my Fiona Styles Matte Finish Foundation and my Purito Cica Clearing BB Cream in 23 Natural Beige. I've heard really good things about this Haley Beauty sponge, but I have not tried it myself. And I feel like most of the time, a lot of the reviews I've seen have been from people who are sponsored, which is not the end of the world. I believe people who talk about items in sponsorships, for the most part. If I like the YouTuber, then I believe them, obviously. But yeah, I feel like most of the time these are sponsored. I don't know if I do like this though. It's like not giving me a lot of coverage, and I've used these 2 products many times in the past. It's never like given me a problem with coverage, but I feel like I don't have very much coverage today. Like it's soaking up too much of the product. Okay, so I had to layer up the foundation quite a bit to get the coverage that I like. So I feel like this maybe soaks up a little bit more product than I'm used to, than like my normal sponge does. It's very dirty, I haven't cleaned it yet, but my Beaky Blender sponge, I've been using these for a while now, and I feel like these just soak up a little bit less, but this is very soft and bouncy, and it blended in the foundation nicely, and it feels good on the face. Sometimes sponges can be a little too hard and just like not feel good on the face, and this definitely feels like bouncy and like nice on the face. So now I have 2 concealers to try. Did I need 2 new concealers? No, I did not. But I've heard really good things about this one. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I ended up picking up the shade 110 Nude Ivory. This has been around literally for years, and I've heard so many people rave about this concealer and say it's like amazing. This one I've seen a little bit more mixed reviews on. It's the Kosas Revealer Super Creamy and Brightening Concealer. I ended up picking up the shade 1.5C. So they had kind of a interesting shade range on this, but they did expand it, and I believe the 1.5 is an expanded shade in their shade range. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch both of them for you. I have heard that the Kosas concealers run very yellow. So here we have the Kosas one, and here we have the Milani. I feel like I am more excited, honestly, to try the Milani one. So maybe, I mean, I don't really need to spot conceal. Maybe I'll use the Kosas on my face and I'll use the Milani under my eyes. Let's do that. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of the Kosas in the normal areas that I add a little extra concealer. I don't think this is really gonna give me much to go off of, but at least I'll be using it. Let's try to cover up a little bit of this redness. Okay, so this is like blending in really nicely into my skin. I'm excited to try this under the eyes. I've heard that this is really hydrating and really creamy, and that's why people tend to like it, which will be good for my under eyes. They kind of seem to get like dry and a little crepey sometimes. But yeah, I mean, so far on my face that worked out really well. So let's try the Milani under my eyes and see what I think. I don't know how much of this you need. I have heard it's pretty full coverage. Okay, that dried pretty quickly, but it blended in nicely. It does have pretty decent coverage. I mean, is it like insanely full? I mean, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is. I was gonna say, I see a tiny bit of my blue still like peeking through, but I feel like that happens for a lot of concealers. I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more, not very much. Okay, so far I feel like I like both of those. They both blended into the skin very nicely. The Milani looks good under my eyes. It doesn't, I mean, maybe it looks a tiny bit drying, but a lot of the times concealers do that under my eyes. My under eyes are very finicky. I apply eye cream, I do all of the things, and they just are. And it is already creasing, if you can tell, even though I just applied it. But again, that always happens with concealers. I'm not really going to fault the concealer. I'm gonna fault my under eyes. We have 3 powders to try. I'm not going to get the chance to try all 3 of them, unfortunately, but I think I am going to try 2 of them. So the first one we have is the Hailey's Retouch Soft Focus Setting Powder. This was sent to me in PR from Hailey's. And then I also bought the little tiny size of the one size translucent setting powder. I just got the mini. My friend Wani raves about this powder and I have been wanting to try it for a long time. So I finally was like, all right, Emily, just buy it and try it. So I'm really excited to give this a go. I'm gonna wait and not try this one out. And then the last one we have is the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil Press Setting Powder. So this is in the shade Translucent, and this was sent to me in PR through Influencer. So I guess it's their like mineral veil, but in a pressed version. I don't know, that looks very white. I have not tried it out yet. Kind of looks white and chalky and smells funny. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, but I will, it smells so weird. I don't know how I feel about this, but I am going to give it a go. So I'm gonna go ahead and try the Hailey's Retouch Soft Focus Setting Powder. I'm gonna just put it under my eyes and in my T-zone. I'm not gonna set my whole face with it because I do have a liquid blush to try out. And so I'm gonna also use a cream bronzer with that as well. But I've heard really good things about this setting powder, so we shall see. It is supposedly blurring, long-lasting, science-led, fragrance-free, and cruelty-free. I went ahead and tapped a little bit into the cap, and then we are going to apply it on my under eyes first. Ooh, that is creasing really badly. Ooh, So it definitely oxidized, which kind of makes sense. It's more of like a yellowy sort of shade of powder, if you can see. So I was really excited to try this because quite a few people I have seen rave about this, but specifically Stephanie from Babs Beauty says that this is like super blurring on her. I definitely don't like it under my under eyes, for sure. It could just be the combination of it plus the Milani concealer, but I feel like it is looking, first of all, very dark and like yellow and very dry and crepey. And then it's also looking kind of dry on my forehead. Okay, and it's looking dry on my chin too. Okay, so far I don't love this powder, which really stinks because I was really expecting to love it. But I'm gonna obviously keep giving it a go. This isn't gonna be like the last time I try it. But yeah, like if you can see under my under eyes, like they just look so bad right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and put on cream bronzer and then I will come back and try the Natasha Denona Puff Paint. So I added my Fenty cream bronzer in the shade Butter Biscuit, and now I have the Natasha Denona Puff Paint Liquid Serum Blush. I remember I talked about this in a Will I Buy It like forever ago. I like never film Will I Buy It. I don't know what my problem is. I like just cannot keep up with it. But anyways, I remember I talked about this and I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy it. But I kind of gave in. But I'm kind of nervous because I haven't heard the best reviews about this. I've heard like 1 or 2 good ones and then a couple like reviews. I ended up getting the shade Tan. I know Samantha March just talked about this in one of her videos. She got tan also. Her main issue with it was that it didn't show up on her skin, but I am a little bit lighter than her, so I don't think I'll have that issue. And then Morgan Turner just put up a video of like the worst products she's tried so far in 2021, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch that video quite yet, but this was in the thumbnail. So I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of nervous. Again, I got the shade Tan. So it's got this like pretty intense like big doe foot applicator. Let's go ahead and swatch it. Let me wipe off my Fenty bronzer. Let's swatch it. Oh, okay. Actually, that's really pretty. I actually really like that shade. It's a little more peachy than I was expecting. I'm going to get some on the back of my hand. I'm going to take my stipple brush and we're just going to go. Oh, I might have had some leftover pink blush. Shoot, this is why you're supposed to wash your brushes, Emily. So let's try it on this side and see if it looks any different. I feel like it does a tiny bit, but not much. Also, is it showing up? Was Samantha March right? I feel like it's showing up a tiny bit. Let me maybe dot some directly on my cheek and then blend. That could have been too much. So it's blending out very nicely though, like very evenly. It's not getting patchy. It's not like drying too quickly to where I don't have time to blend it out or anything. What do I think about this? I think I like it. I think I do. I think it's very easy to work with, and it could definitely be the shade, but I definitely see where Samantha is talking about it not showing up very well on her. But honestly, I don't really hate that. Sometimes I go overboard with blush, so it's kind of nice to have a shade and formula that doesn't really like allow me to do that. Oh, I got foundation in my hair. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like this. I'm definitely have to wait and see how it wears throughout the day. And it does definitely feel tacky, but I plan on setting it anyway, so that's not the end of the world. I don't know, I feel like it looks more pink on my cheeks than it does on my hand and like in the tube. Oh shoot, I totally forgot I had a powder bronzer to try. Well, we're just gonna put it over the cream and see how that goes. This is the Kosas Moisturizing Baked Bronzer, and I went ahead and picked up the shade Light. This had been on my wish list for a while. I've heard a lot of really good reviews about this bronzer. And then the website Be Glowing had a sale going on for 4th of July for like 30% off, and Kosas is one of the brands that was on sale, which is why I picked up the concealer and then the clear brow gel I'm gonna try out in a little bit. So yeah, I wanted to also try this out. This bronzer smells disgusting. Oh my gosh. You guys, this smells so bad. It smells like factory and like, oh my gosh, that smells awful. Okay, well, I'm gonna swatch it for you and see. Oh, that looks pretty. So it definitely, whoa, it definitely is a very glowy bronzer, which I knew that going into purchasing it. So I'm gonna try the Haley's Beauty, this brush. It doesn't have a name or a number on it or anything, but it's just a big fluffy powder brush. And I'm just gonna like try to dab it on top. Oh, okay, you can definitely see it showing up there. There's quite a bit of kick up in the pan when I use this, which is another thing I have heard. I've literally had this bronzer on my wish list for a while, and I've seen a bunch of reviews about it, so I kind of knew to expect all the things like that it's glowy, that it has some kickback. I haven't heard anyone discussing how disgusting it smells, but maybe that's just a me thing. I mean, I like that so far. It is giving a very nice, like pretty sheen to my skin, if you can see, which I like. I like that a lot. I'm excited to use this on its own, like not over a cream bronzer. But so far, I mean, that's nice. And it's like not getting patchy or anything. Okay, I like this so far. I did a couple things off of the camera. I went ahead and applied my Oma Beauty Drama Bomb mascara, and then I did fill in my eyebrows with my Milani Weekend Brow, and then I went ahead and ran this Horizon shade along my lower lash line. I want to now take this Reflection shade and put that in my inner corner and see how that looks, because it looks really, really blinding. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that's really pretty. It's got like a gold shift to it. And then now I want to try the Kosas Air Brow Fluff and Hold Treatment Gel. There you go. I just went ahead and picked up the clear shade. I think they had colors in this as well, but I just went ahead and picked up the clear shade. I really, really like this packaging. I've kept hearing people talk about how cute this packaging was, and I was like, okay, like, yeah, sure, it's cute, but I feel like in person, it's like even cuter. I don't know, it's super cute. It has a good size spoolie, not too big or too small. Doesn't smell like anything. So let's go ahead and apply this to our brows. So it doesn't feel like too thick of a gel at all, which is really nice. It kind of doesn't feel like I'm putting anything in my brows. The only thing that really stinks is that this packaging is so cute, but as you keep using this and like color of your brow pencil or your brow pen or whatever you use gets deposited back in here, it won't be like as cute anymore. It's just gonna get brown or whatever color your eyebrows are, which kind of stinks, but it's not the end of the world. So this feels nice. It wasn't too thick and gloopy. Kind of reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix, but it's way less like thick and gloopy. It also reminds me of the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. When I put this on, it just doesn't feel like I put anything in my brows. So it's like a little bit more than this, but not as gloopy as this, but it doesn't feel as like super glue for your brows as the ABH Clear Brow Gel, if that makes sense. It's just kind of a really nice middle of the road brow gel. So yeah, I think that's nice. I think it made my brows look nice. It doesn't feel crunchy at all. Like it literally feels like I put nothing in my brows, but they look like they're in place and I feel like they're gonna stay all day. So I'm really hoping that this wears well. We'll see. Now to test out the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil, I think I'm just going to lightly dust it on the rest of my face where I don't have like any powder. So on my cheeks and like the outer rim and all that. So I guess I did put bronzer, but we're gonna try it out anyway. So I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush and just put it in here and just lightly tap. Okay, so I definitely took some of the sheen down, which is nice. I feel like this is the type of powder that I would use to like touch up if I am getting a little oily or anything throughout the day. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to keep like testing this out. Maybe I'll try it as like just setting my face with just this and no other powder or anything underneath. But it definitely did do something to my face. It definitely did like take down the shine a tiny, tiny bit. And it didn't make it look any extra dry or anything, which is always my goal with powder, to not make my face look more dry. So because it took a little bit of my shine away, I am going to add a highlighter. I wasn't going to, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I wanna see if this is too dark for me. I've used it a couple times and I like kind of think it is. Can't tell. So I'm just gonna add a little bit. Yeah, I definitely think this is too dark for me. Shoot, that stinks. Like if you can see, like you can see a almost cast on my skin here, and then I just put it on the tip of my nose, and if you can see, like it just looks like darker. I mean, it looks shiny because it's highlight, but dang it, I do think this is a little dark for me. I'm gonna have to see if one of my friends wants this, but it gives a really beautiful glow. And then other than setting spray, I think the last thing I need to do is add my lip. So I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Lip Stunna Paint in the shade Unlocked. This is a very, very bright pink shade. I'm a little nervous to put this on. We shall see. I'm just going to go for it. Wish me luck. Gonna let it dry down. Did I overline my lips a tiny, tiny bit? On accident. Yes. Yes, I did. But here we are. Okay, so it's already getting on my teeth. Okay, that helped out. I mean, it is a very bright pink, but it's not like, whoa. Like, it's not like anything too crazy. I feel like it looks a little bit more intense on camera than it does in person. It's just a really pretty strawberry kind of a pinky shade, but it doesn't feel too bad or too dry right this second. And it doesn't feel like sticky or anything. How sometimes liquid lipsticks can just feel like your lips are kind of sticking together a little bit. I don't think it's doing that. And I really like this shade. I think it is really pretty. I was a little apprehensive to try it just because it is so bright, but I think it's really pretty, especially for the summertime. Just have like a bright, bold pink lip. Yeah, I like this. I think I like this too. I've had some winners here today. I totally realized that I said I was gonna try this Haley's Beauty brush with cream products, and then I put on cream bronzer and I totally forgot to try it. So I will have to give this a go again in the future. The last thing I'm gonna put on is setting spray. I don't have a new one or anything. So I'm just gonna put on my ColourPop All-Star because I'm really trying to use this up. And that was it, you guys. That was me trying a whole bunch of new goodies for you. I'm not going to run down and say my thoughts again. And I've done this in the past myself, but I just feel like it's very repetitive and redundant. Everything I've been wanting to say about these products, I kind of said it when I was trying them on. So I'm not going to like sit here and repeat myself, but I like how this makeup turned out. I really do. I think it looks really pretty. I think it looks nice and glowy. The eyeshadow looks really pretty. The brow gel's impressing me. This lip is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I like my makeup way more than I was anticipating. Sometimes with these like trying new products videos, you can really try some duds and you're like, ooh, I did not like that. I don't like how my makeup turned out, but I actually really do like how this all turned out. I think it looks great. So there are some products that I'm gonna have to keep testing that I'm just a little unsure about, but other than that, I think this was a win. I think I have a lot of really good winners here, a lot of good goodies that I really enjoyed testing out for you guys today. Let me know down below if you have tried any of these, if you like them, if you dislike them. I love hearing from you guys down below in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.